In Haiti, on January 12, 2010, hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives when the island was devastated by a catastrophic earthquake. 3 years later, hundreds of thousands of people are still living in camps, many not served by sanitary facilities. Haiti has the lowest level of sanitation in the Western Hemisphere, with only 26% of the people having toilets available.
Important, si nous pas de sanitation, et pendant choléra, nous te perdu en pile monde qui te mouri. C'est pas sanitation, nous t'a gagné plus monde qui mouri toujours.
In fact, 6% of the population of Haiti has been affected by cholera, and more than 7,600 people have died from the disease. More people died from cholera in Haiti in 2012 than in the entire continent of Africa. Clearly, sanitation is urgently needed in Haiti so that Haitians can live in health and dignity. And for some, it determines whether they will live at all.
Plus bon résultat qui gagne dans Chada, c'est bay plus toilette. Si nous bay plus toilette, nous avons plus bon résultat sur la santé. Et si nous ne pas mourir en pile, parce que nous avons bon résultat.
Haiti's problems persist, despite the vast amounts of foreign assistance pledged following the earthquake. But one organization, rather than expecting that international assistance will somehow magically solve the problem, is working to put the solution directly into the hands of the Haitian people. Sustainable Organic Integrated Livelihoods, SOIL, has been serving the most basic needs for sanitation of thousands of Haitians. Usually when one thinks of sanitation, the costs of sewage systems and treatment plants is so large as to be overwhelming. By confronting the problem head-on with simple, inexpensive composting toilets, managed by the Haitian people themselves, SOIL is providing affordable sanitation services that are preventing disease, creating jobs, and enhancing local agriculture. SOIL serves 3 types of communities: the refugee camps that house those who lost their homes in the earthquake and subsequent tropical storms and have still not been rehoused; the residents of informal communities that spring up wherever the people can find space to build a small structure; and rural farming communities. SOIL's business model creates jobs in a land where unemployment is rife, and it is showing that there is a solution to the problem that lies within the power of the Haitian people themselves. Each toilet installation has a manager who is trained and employed to keep the composting system working and the facilities clean.
Que ça m'a fait ma propre toilette là, nettoyer, mettre propre. Toujours mettre avec Mistoline, Clorox, pour mettre propre pour tout le monde qui a une toilette à l'aise.
By adding dry materials such as sawdust, peanut shells, or the residue left from the processing of sugarcane to the collection drums after each use, the toilets do not smell.
Ça seul fait pour Chada, moi c'est pas expliquer même si tellement il était dans besoin pour ça.
Through proven techniques, the composting waste reaches temperatures that kill disease bacteria, making this an affordable and immediately useful way for Haiti to deal with its sanitation needs and defeat the cholera epidemic. Sanitation is hardly the only problem that Haiti faces. Over 98% of Haiti's natural forests have been cut down. This makes the island vulnerable to flooding, not just from tropical storms, but virtually every time it rains. And without vegetation cover, the natural soil fertility and agricultural productivity is vastly decreased. SOIL has the answer to this as well. The compost, when finished, can be used in reforestation and in agriculture to improve the soil quality, increase agricultural productivity, and move the development toward a sustainable future.
Oui, je suis content. Nous construisons des bagages et puis ça nous conseille que nous avons jeté qui pas bon et tourner venir nous encore. Tant que nous faisons toilette de coussin et puis matière nous fait, nous transformer et puis venir tourner nous encore dans l'agriculture.
Like lands all over the world, there is nothing intrinsically wrong with the soil in Haiti. It simply requires understanding and nurturing for the earth to bestow her bounty.
Tant que là, nous avons un projet pour nous faire un jardin fruits et nous avons un projet pour nous participer dans le reboisement dans le pays et avec l'organisation dans la zone, faire un jardin fruits pour eux et puis un encadrement technique. Ça veut dire tout ça, nous avons besoin de corps pour nous faire.
Rarely does one find a relief project that is so well suited to serve the needs of the people, or to find that the implementers are so fully committed to what they are doing.
We're in the soil office in the capital city of Port-au-Prince, and when we moved into this office, it was equipped with flush toilets and a septic tank. And right here you can see our flush toilet, but if you look closely you'll see that it's sealed, and it has a sign on it that says, "Don't waste your poop, use the EcoSan toilet." This is not a technology for poor people. This is a technology for environmentally conscious people around the world. And we use this toilet not because we have to, but because we actually prefer it.
And the commitment doesn't stop there.
All of these sort of plant islands here are all planted in our compost. So these are big piles of compost that was made from human waste generated in the camps after the earthquake. So it's a way of taking something that was making people sick and turning it into this beautiful wonderland that we have back here. We try to demonstrate everything that we're trying to do in communities here in our backyard and inside of our office so that we know it works before we try to talk to anyone else about the potential for it. So we like to show what our compost can do in the backyard and use the toilets we're promoting to communities inside of our office. And that way we really know what works and what doesn't work.
Et nous te dit déjà nous besoin laboratoire et puis nous besoin l'autre instrument qui est capable de permettre nous faire manipulation et compost là à lever pour virer et ça permet que compost là arrive à décomposer plus vite les nous virer en pile fois. C'est que travail avec communauté. Si nous travaillons avec communauté et parce que nous avons l'autre organisation dans la communauté, nous avons besoin de travailler ensemble avec eux tout pour intégrer dans le projet capable de faire utiliser compost là.
One of the primary reasons that a lot of aid does not work is because nonprofits sort of come in from the outside assuming that they have a solution and don't really take the time to get to know the needs of the community, and also are often promoting a lot of solutions that they themselves would not use. So you certainly don't want to say, I think that this is something that you should use, but I would never use it myself. You want to provide people with something that you yourself would feel dignified using.
Soil's long-term commitment in crafting, together with the Haitian people, an effective and innovative response for some of the most egregious problems that the island faces, has not gone unrecognized. Soil received the highest honor from the 2012 UNCCD Land for Life Awards. What Soil has shown is that with the people's engagement and with adequate funding, it would be possible to provide sanitation for all of Haiti's people, while simultaneously rebuilding the fundamental resilience of Haiti's natural systems.
Yeah. Here it goes. And they're edible. And they're tasty.